Hello out there, YouTubers. Kind of behind on making movies. I've been busy. I don't know how to explain how busy I've been in the last week, but Friday we spent all day helping somebody in the hospital from all day. We're in emergency room at hospital all day, and then had to take them for follow-up on Monday. So Friday got knocked out. I don't even remember Saturday or Sunday. Oh, Saturday, yeah, I kind of remember Saturday. Sunday, I don't remember. It's probably raining because there's rain like Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. I don't know. It's been raining. You can't do anything in the rain, which everybody in this kind of stuff knows what's going on in that department, because someplace has been rainy. And then I watched Stony Ridge Farmer down there, and he's talking about the worst drought in years, and we're probably having the worst rainy season in years, so I can't get anything done. I'm behind on getting leaves up, so that's what I'm doing today, is getting leaves up. Now, I did an initial run on this thing, aired the tires up and all that kind of stuff, which took, it probably took an hour or better to, by the time you go up and get the tank, come back, air the tires, hook it all up, blah, 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 check the oil, make everything. And I might change the oil, and I haven't changed the oil in 2 or 3 years. But it only runs, it'll run 15 loads basically. It probably averages, it might average 2 hours a load. You know, some loads go real quick, and some loads don't go as quick. I should get, like I said, around 15 loads. These are the leaves. You know, and this is what they look like. This is what they look like, and they grind down. Let me see if I can find my pitchfork. They grind down after. This is last year's leaves now. Right here, this is last year's leaves. If you can see it, I'm pretty sure you can see it. And it goes down just about like peat moss. Look at that. It's got to have a lot of nitrogen put into it, because the nitrogen goes out of it grinding up. And I'll flip it over. I'll flip them over several times. Sometimes you can see the leaves still in it, and sometimes you can't. There's piles of leaves, but they grind down to absolutely the best stuff, and that's what I always planted my potatoes in every year. So I dig a furrow and then put my potatoes in, then cover them up with that so they could expand out real good. And that's why I always had such great big monster potatoes. Plus I fed a lot of fertilizer on them. But it starts out like this stuff, and I don't know, this is what I'm saying, where it takes a while. This is where you're going to get kind of bored, and this is why I'm not going to video me vacuum. I might, if I can get a helper, which that's kind of hard to get around here, get a helper to video me vacuuming. I'll do that. I should have put my respirator on. You guys, safety guy should have told me to put my respirator on, but I forgot about it. Now these things get packed in here to where they are tight. I bet that there's I bet there's 1,000, well, I don't know if 1,000 pounds, but quite a bit of leaves in here. So I wish I had a walking floor in this thing. That's the only thing. It does dump, but it just doesn't dump good enough to do it that way, to be honest with you. Sometimes I roll them off into the bobcat bucket, and when I do that, then I can pick them up and throw them on top of each other. I just take my time and push them and stack them out here, and see, it grinds them up pretty daggone good. I guess you're in that, maybe you're not in the video, not sure. That's the trouble when you don't have a video person, but it grinds them up pretty good. And then I also put, you know, I got a wood boiler up there. If you're new here, I heat the house with a wood boiler when I feel like starting it. That's another thing I got to do. I'm gonna do a movie after this of just all the stupid nonsense I got to do. Which, to sit here and watch me, you're all right for one of these things of leaves, but 15 of them, you're going to get a little bit bored, and you don't do all 15 in one day. I might do, I'm hoping I can get 3 loads today, but I got to go up and service this thing, like I said. Just to get it to this point, to give it a test drive, Took a lot of time. So you just keep moving them out. Sometimes I pull up. Makes it easier. In fact, I guess I will. I'll pull up a foot and just kind of pull them out a little bit. If the motor will start, it's been cantankerous today. Now where are we at? That ain't too bad. They're almost out, but can you imagine when I get 15 loads of these? It's a big pile of leaves. And that's what they grind down to that black stuff by. Now this batch here won't go in the garden until the year after next. I guess it takes 2 years to get to like that. That wasn't last year's, that was the year before. It takes 2 years to have them come down like that. I made a mistake. So, but we're not doing a garden anymore. I'll do a little bit of potatoes in a fenced in area, but I'm used to doing a garden's acreage to me, and that's why now I'll let you mathematicians figure out how much leaves that is. I'll give you the dimensions. I know it's got to be over a cubic yard. Here we're that's 38. It's 60 inches deep, and it fills right up to the top, but it tapers in. So this just count it 3 feet high, because 3 feet comes to here, and that splits the difference between here and here. So 36 inches high, 38 inches that way, and 60 inches that way. Figure out how much that is. That'll tell you how many leaves I do. Now the back thing, this thing goes together really good. The only real flaw is it besides knocking the pitchfork over in there. And if you just hook this top one first, it's just a quick little latches. They're just kind of like speed latches. I can take you off the camera, but then it's so shaky you can't see. It's just a kind of a speed latch where you put it in here and pull it back. But what I found is when it starts pushing, it'll push this backwards and bend it. And I've straightened it and re-welded it. But if I put this little C-clamp on here, that takes care of the problem. You know, a little dollar C-clamp goes a long way. And so I'll do that on this other side too. And you just put it in here and slide it down. And I don't know, it just keeps it from bending back. If it starts to bend back and you slide next to branches, it'll go out. All right, so it's ready to go. I'm using ethanol gas in this because I'm going to run it till it runs out. The ethanol gas already ate the carburetor up in this thing. It's here's some of the issues that I got with it, which I'm going to try to repair. I'm hoping that I can cut this off here. See, this is opened up so it doesn't have quite the suction that it used to have when you do on a turn. So if I cut that off and move it up there, it has to go back to there. That might work, I hope. Sure, I'm hoping on it. So that's one thing that I got to do. I got to air the tires. I already checked the oil. I think I'm gonna go ahead and change it. It's been 3 years. Here's a I don't know if you can, I just don't know what you guys can see from time to time. I've had this thing for more than more than since 2015, but then I started thinking, well, I'm gonna keep track of this. So I probably had it since 2010 maybe. I don't know exactly when I got it, but I did 15, that one there I did 19, this one here I did 15, 16, you can see 17, 17. The first load was, then I started putting on when I got my first load, so it was 10/24, 10/16. See, it's 11/5 or 6 now. I'm not sure what the date is. So I'll start marking it down, keep track of how many. I'm thinking it's going to go down to the 15 range because we lost that big oak tree in the back that you all saw me chomping up, and I also lost the 2 big ash trees in the backyard. So I think it's going to be a lot less. Now as for how it does, can you see that path up there? That keeps going. That's where it is, and you can see where I just drove up the road, because I'll start it down here and pick up that stuff there. And the leaves get so heavy that you can't, that it kills the grass. I tried one year, I said, I'm just gonna mulch them and say the heck with it, and oh man, we're still fighting to come back on the grass. So anyhow, you know, to watch me do 15 loads of this thing is kind of crazy. So I'm busy. To watch me change the oil in this stuff and clean it all up, to me that's kind of crazy. That's just busy work, and it takes a lot of time, and I don't know how to zoom through stuff. Squirrels have eaten. See where the squirrels have eaten? I put some kind of, I put Gorilla Glue on there. It really didn't last. They ate a hole in it there, so I got to put a piece of tape over that so leaf garbage doesn't get in there. So there's a lot of little things. Cut that, change the oil. Probably I might change the oil on the lawnmower. That's probably been well, it's been a couple years, but it only gets used you know, a little bit in the fall. 15 loads, 16 loads in the fall, and every now and then I'll mow a little grass just to keep it exercised. So I might, if I got a filter in there, I'll go ahead and change it. It isn't much to change. So that's where we're at. Don't know what else to say other than if you like this one's not particularly a Nito torpedo one. But if you like this kind of nonsense, that's why I'm not making some of the other movies. It's just starting to dry out. I got the exhaust on that the other day when it was still soggy, but that's all I've done on the mill. It's just too wet to work down here. So anyhow, do me a favor, hit the like button, and if you'd like to see, I don't know if you want to see more of this one, but hit the like button, and if you're interested in coming back, hit the subscribe button, and that's where we're at. And the boys aren't here today because they don't do leaf pickup. They do sawmilling. So they're still around. We'll see you guys. Bye.